The Wellness Hour. An in-depth discussion with today's top physicians and medical leaders. And now, your host, Randy Alvarez.
You're watching The Wellness Hour, leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, new breakthroughs in liposuction techniques. With us, we have San Diego's most well-known dermatologist. She's America's dermatologist, Dr. Tess Mauricio. Dr. Mauricio, welcome to the program.
Hi, Randy. Great to be back.
We don't even need to introduce you anymore. People know who you are. You've been around for a long time. So with liposuction, I mean, since the last time, you've been doing a lot of it.
A lot of it.
Like and almost every day some weeks.
Exactly. In 1 week, I did 6 big cases. And, you know, if you were there in the OR, you would see basically since the last time I was here, the tremendous amount of improvement and advancement in liposculpture and body shaping technology surrounding me during the time when I'm performing liposuction. And so now we're really able to cater to different patients. We're basically creating their own lipo techniques depending on what patients need. If they're larger, if they're small, if they just want touch-ups here and there, if they want skin tightening along with their lipo, I'm able to really deliver that now.
Now, you're one of the only women in San Diego doing lipo.
You know,
is that right?
My patients, that's one of the main reasons patients come to me and are very comfortable talking to me about, you know, the things that only women will feel comfortable talking to their girlfriends
like a lot
about.
More comfortable. You go in, the consult must,
it's just like visiting with a girlfriend, and it's, you know, it's not as intimidating. Basically, undressing to another woman who's had a child. I've had 2 kids. I know what stretch marks are about. I know what loose skin's about. I know what fat around the knees how that can affect you. And I told you that since the last time I was here, I finally had my liposculpture done on my outer thighs.
Yeah, because you look very thin, by the way.
And it's amazing how that little, procedure basically has changed the whole proportion of how I look. And it's one of those things that I've been really, area that I've been struggling with for my whole entire life. I finally took care of it.
Because you're a petite person.
Right, very small.
But you just had little areas that were driving you crazy.
Little areas that was driving me crazy. Every time I pick an outfit, I would say, oh, that's not the material I should wear because it will go around that fat pad. Or, I shouldn't, this season I bought so many stretchy pants, you wouldn't even believe it. But those kind of things, things like, I had a patient one day came to me a month after we did liposculpture. We took about 8 to 10 pounds of fat in one visit around her midsection. And she was in tears telling me that for the first time in 6 years after she's had her baby, this was the first time she feels like a woman again.
Really? And
she was really like, oh my God. She said, I have my waist again. I can see my feet, looking down. She doesn't feel like she's pregnant. She feels like her life is back. She's back.
All right. Well, good for you. You know, there is one thing that people used to always say about you. Okay. One negative thing. They said the problem with Dr. Tess Mauricio is, for my friends in La Jolla, is I can't stand driving to Scripps Ranch.
Right.
And now you've got
dreaded I-15.
They go, I don't do Scripps Ranch, they said to me.
I know. We now have a solution. I have a second location in La Jolla for those patients who do come to me, or I've heard, they're like, I'd love to come see you if you had an office on the coastal area.
So you're right there, downtown La Jolla.
We are right in the heart of downtown La Jolla on Fay Avenue, and I'd love to see everybody there. You can walk there if you're from La Jolla.
Do you have a lot more patients now coming back and saying...
Absolutely. And the neat thing I was telling you, our patients that I've seen years back when I was at Spa MD in La Jolla, and they're coming back here telling me, wow, you look younger now than 5 years ago.
You do. You look. I met you, I think, 9 years ago.
Yes.
And I wish we could pull up those tapes, but you look and your skin is better than ever. In fact, this morning, we're talking about lipo today because we're talking about tickle lipo, and there's a lot of different things.
Right.
But you had something done to your face because I said, something's up.
Oh, you were asking me, have you had fillers? What did you get?
Something's up, yeah.
It's actually the venous freeze, and we are the first in San Diego to have this amazing non-surgical painless skin tightening treatment for your face and body. It works through multipolar radio frequency and magnetic energy. This is the first one out there with
magnetic energy.
Magnetic
it's
energy.
Not a gimmick. This isn't gimmicky.
No, magnetic energy has actually been around in medicine for a while. And what it does is it increases oxygenation of cells. And so it allows your collagen to be produced better. Red blood cells are in there. So it's really like feeding the skin from the inside. And I'm telling you, there is a way now. So easy for women out there who are looking at themselves and they're like, wow, I used to be hot and now what happened? I'm starting to fade away in the background.
You say women still want to look pretty. What does that mean? Elaborate on that.
You know, I think that as we all age, what ends up happening with life and with aging and all the responsibilities that we have as women is that you start really losing that glow.
Okay.
And you start fading into the background where you just
Do you think women
don't even get noticed.
Do you think women
People don't even look at you?
But women worry about it more than men, you think?
I think
like
so.
Like when a woman's 40 and a man's 40?
It's one of those unfair things that's just part of life. That with women, aging is harder on women. You know, men can get wrinkles. I mean, look at actors in Hollywood. They can look distinguished with their gray hair and wrinkles and rugged look, right? There's that rugged look. There's no such thing for women. You know, there really isn't. But the good news is that you can turn back the clock. And we talk about this all the time. I said, Randy, each time I come to see you and do a show with you, I'm going to look younger and younger and younger. And it's possible. And you can have, I now, at 40 this year, will have much better skin than I did when I was 20. You know, I've been around doing cosmetic surgeries for about 7 years on my own, and I feel, especially for liposculpture, it's one of those, I almost really say that it's just like a natural talent. I can see it, I can imagine it in my head, and like an artist, like a sculptor, I can create it now with all of these wonderful tools.
So let's talk about these tools. Okay, so
Absolutely.
Liposuction is better now because of what? I mean, smoother results?
Smoother results, less downtime, an ability to offer your patients skin tightening as well. And so it's really getting to a point where I can treat everybody. Before, we were worried about patients who were larger, because you say, well, yeah, if you're going to take out 8 to 10 pounds of fat under abdomen, they're going to need a tummy tuck. What are you going to do with that extra skin?
Okay.
We don't have to worry about as much now. Most of my patients are pleasantly surprised at how much skin tightening they get. And then with Tickle Lipo, there is this vibration that you feel. This is called nutational infrasonic liposuction. What it does is it gives this three-dimensional vibrational motion under the skin. And that three-dimensional motion is so important in the way that we do sculpting of difficult areas like the arms, like the thighs, because we're dropping and we're decreasing the volume in a three-dimensional fashion. In the old ways with lipo, you're creating linear tracks.
Underneath the skin.
Underneath the skin. Linear tracks versus three-dimensional decreasing of volume. So with Tickle Lipo, we are getting much smoother results.
In the green room over there, because I was looking at your face, I said, so tell me, I was trying to get the inside scoop. I go, tell me about Tickle Lipo. You go, it's great for the arms. You jumped right in there. Let's start there.
It is great for the arms. And as a woman, wow, arms are so important. I have so many patients who come to me who said for many, many years, they have not worn a tank top. They have always worn a jacket. And arms now, if you feel any inferiority or insecurity about your arms, come in, we can do it. I have so many patients 24 hours after, when they come for my post-op, are almost in tears. They'll tell me, gosh, I haven't even seen arms like that like when I was in my 20s.
So you could have pretty big arms to get this done.
Yes. We can take out a liter and a half from each arm, and that's about 2 to 3 pounds of fat from each arm.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And so it makes a world of difference.
What about these women that run, 20 miles a week, 20 plus miles a week, just to get rid of just a little tiny area that's driving them crazy? Do you see that crowd?
Absolutely. Absolutely. My personal trainer is one of those.
So you're a personal trainer you're talking to about lipo?
Yes, because, he is, like you said, trying his best to keep his weight so low in order to get rid of these love handles. And in effect, it's causing him to be very gaunt on the face, and he looks old.
Interesting.
And
okay.
I told him, I'm like, all you have to do is maybe allow yourself to stay this weight or even gain a few pounds and let me just lipo that area. And now we have the technology called a body jet, which basically we can remove that fat from his love handles, harvest that fat, and then transfer it to his face. And so now we're doing fat transfer to the face, fat transfer to the hands. So it's basically the best recycling green program around, because take it out where you don't want it and then put the fat back where you need it. So the advantage is really now, obviously the end result of liposculpture, it all is down to the artistry of the doctor and the skill of the doctor.
And your husband's an anesthesiologist as well, but also does cosmetic work.
Right, he does that, and he's been a patient. We've done lipo
You've done lipo on him?
He's done lipo on me, absolutely. We are such big believers. And like I said, it's really just, the artistry and the skill of the doctor is the bottom line. However, now I have all these tools behind me, so I can take a look at a patient and say, oh yes, you would be a body jet patient, would be great.
Interesting.
Or you could be a tickle lipo patient, plus maybe we'll do lipo light here. And then after your lipo, about a week or so later, we could do a little bit of Vela shape, or we could do a little bit of Venus freeze to give you some more tightening or help you heal faster. So we are, I mean, a lot of these companies do come to me because they have felt that
you speak for the companies, right?
And I do good work, and they know that I can represent their technology well in the market, in the public. And so they allow me to really use the technology to its fullest capacity. And then my patients benefit because I do have a lot to choose from.
What are the age ranges of the patients you see for liposuction?
Oh gosh, I mean, the oldest patient, my oldest lipo patient is 82 years old. 82, and obviously as young as
that
they
might be a
come.
world record, right?
I don't know.
I mean, 82 for liposuction? Sorry for laughing. But.
No, but he was a man who came in to me. He saw one of our Wellness Hour segments from Seattle.
The only thing good on TV.
Right, exactly.
Anymore,
From the Washington area.
Okay.
Drove him and his 83-year-old wife to San Diego to come see me for a consult. And he was one of those where he's like, I'm not doing it for vanity. I just want to be able to bend forward better. I want to be able to move better, faster. This big belly is just obstructing. Okay. And so we did his lipo. He loved it. And he came back and we did the love handles and his back. He loved it. He came back again and we did his chest.
Interesting.
So he did it 3 times. And then a few months later, his 62-year-old neighbor came again from Washington and said, I'm just tired of seeing him prancing around without his shirt on. And
wow, that's a good story.
There he is. But the interesting thing is that he called me later on, maybe a few months later after he finished his lipo, and he was one of those who said, guess what? My blood pressure is now normal. My cholesterol is normal. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. These were hard for my regular doctors to control, and after my lipo, it's been better.
Okay, now what about the younger patients?
The younger patients, well, they can be as early as 18. I've done male patients who genetically just had that
the male
chest.
Breast?
Yes, the male breast. I think many of the parents feel very comfortable with me because I am younger, I'm more hip, and they know that I'll take care of their kids.
So with the women, I mean, is the average age group about 40 though? About 40
I would say in their 40s, yes.
40s,
but
after kids, pregnancy?
Kids, but in my practice, I do treat a lot of patients in their 50s and 60s. It's routine.
Is that right? Okay, so we talked about the arms. So the arms are great.
Yes.
To do. What about other areas like the back?
Absolutely.
Bra strap area.
And this is what happens.
Are you doing it?
Absolutely. This is what happens. I have patients who have done their abdomen before, right? And then they'll come back and it's like remodeling your house is what I say. Now that area is taken care of, now they're like, wow, if only I didn't have these bulges around my bra line, I'd be able to wear that really, cool sundress or this body hugging tank top. So
do they say that to you? I mean, they're that specific?
They would tell me because they know I understand. As a woman, we kind of know, it's like unspoken, that we hate that fat that hangs over your bra. We hate that fat that hangs over your pants. We hate the fat around our knees that make our legs look fatter. So they almost don't have to tell me, but they feel comfortable telling me. They know I understand. I'm not going to ridicule them, you know. So, but it's such a great thing to address, that bra fat area, the back. Because
and what machine or what technology do you use for that?
Well, right now I'm doing the tickle lipo because, you know, it's
That's
quick,
the one that vibrates?
Right, and that's when they will that's why it's called tickle. Right around here, if patients start feeling that vibration, some of them will have to kind of hold their laughter in because they can burst out into
really
tickling. Yeah,
laughing during lipo.
Exactly, laughing during lipo.
It's a sign of the end times.
Exactly.
Probably.
You know, it's
So
unbelievable.
it shakes it up with like a radio frequency?
No, it shakes up just by the vibration.
The vibration.
Vibration.
It's an electrical vibration?
It is pneumatic driven. So there's nitrogen air that's being pumped through it.
And it makes it easier to pull out the fat.
Easier, faster, and really just targeted to fat, preserving the fibrous connective tissue so you get a lot of skin type.
So muffin top all around
Everybody
the
hates
edges.
That.
Is that the hot area? Is that like the number one area?
I think it's probably the number one area because, you know.
Do you go all the way around? Some people just do the front.
I encourage my patients to do it the what we call abdomen, waist, and hips. So it's basically this whole midsection that makes women feel like a woman.
Okay.
That waist. I have many women who come to me and say, genetically, they've never even had a waist. And then I can sculpt a waist for them. You know, kind of shape the waist.
Is there a big learning curve with this, by the way?
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, are you that much better now that you're doing it all the time, every week?
I believe so. There definitely is a learning curve, but I really think there's also something to be said about just, you know, that's just artistic.
But you're a dermatologist. Should you be doing liposuction?
I think if you feel you're very well trained, and I've done many cases, and it's one of those things that I love doing because I love seeing my patients 24
hours. But it
is
is the skin. I mean, I've had a dermatologist, one of the guy that invented tumescent liposuction, said we should be doing.
Absolutely.
This is a skin procedure. It's right below the skin.
We are the masters in that arena.
Okay, here we go. I couldn't get you to brag about yourself before.
We are. I think dermatologic surgeons really have pioneered the no downtime, minimal downtime type of rejuvenation and sculpting, body sculpting, because we are so comfortable in that zone. You know, above the muscle, that's where we live. That's where we train.
Our next big?
Absolutely. Men and women. I just did one of my best friends here for her 50th birthday.
Did you give her a discount?
A little bit.
10% off.
Right,
okay.
right. So this was her problem area, and I saw her 24 hours the day after, and she was blown away. She said, I thought it would only improve how I look on the side. I didn't think that my chin will look this chiseled. And she said, I have never had that nice chin. I can't even remember.
When I look at photos from people like you, the neck seems to be the big difference. Because it not only makes you look thinner, but a little bit of a neck makes somebody look sloppy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like they're bloated or something.
Right. And you just not as sharp. And as we all get older, what ends up happening is we invert the beauty triangle. A beautiful young face, we have this type of triangle. And as we all get older, the bottom becomes heavy.
Did your husband have his neck too?
Not yet, but
he looks good. He looks good.
He has a genetic predisposition for it.
But you guys zap each other all over the face, though, with heat frequency. So you guys.
Here's the thing. I think that the earlier you start doing these preventive treatments, heating like Venus Freeze, like Reform, all the other radiofrequency things that we offer in our practice, the better it is.
Okay.
Because the younger you are, you do have a better ability to create collagen.
And the arms, by the way, help me understand this. Okay, so when you do the arms at a young age, 35, 40, 45, it keeps them possibly from getting worse?
Absolutely.
And why? Help me understand why.
Well, because if there's, say we're going to do lipo on the arm on a 35, 40-year-old, that fat, if you left it there, will just keep on stretching the skin. That skin's going to be stretched out longer and longer and longer. But if you remove it earlier, same thing with neck, same thing with any other area. If you remove it, you still have really good elasticity that the skin is going to bounce back. You're not even going to have any issues with loose skin.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We come back, thighs. How you're able to do thighs and knees and also the buttocks.
Right.
You're doing the buttocks too?
Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay, we'll take a quick break. You're watching the Wellness Hour, leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. We're here with Dr. Mauricio. We're talking about liposuction. We'll be right back. You're watching the Wellness Hour, leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. We're here with America's dermatologist, Dr. Tess Mauricio. Okay, so we're talking about liposuction. When it comes to technology, you know, whether it's we're talking about radio frequency or tickle lipo or jet lipo. I mean, you have all the new stuff.
Yes, we do. Right? We really do. It's almost ridiculous when you come to the OR when I'm doing a lipo case, because here I am, and you know how small I am,
yes,
surrounded by all these machines. But really, the bottom line is that, you know, this technology, along with the artistry skill of the doctor, really has made this whole field explode. This is really the reason why people are feeling more comfortable coming in.
Your husband says you're aggressive with lipo.
I do.
You're just talking about taking 2 pounds of fat off of an arm.
I do. My patients get their money's worth when they come to me, because I'm telling you, it's almost routine for me to take out 8 pounds of fat from someone's abdomen.
Really?
4 liters of fat. The tickle lipo people, when they came to watch me do a procedure, this was the reason why they decided to pick me over the other doctors to kind of promote the technology, is that they came and they're like, wow, we have not seen someone work that hard and actually flatten the abdomen as much as you. And
because it's tedious work.
It is, and most I would say really depends on the personality of the doctors, and I would say that most plastic surgeons out there are not patient people, whereas dermatologists.
Okay, we broke that story here.
Dermatologists tend to be, because
a little bit more patient.
Right, more patient.
I like
more
that.
calm.
Okay, good for you.
We're used to dealing with awake patients, you know, so we.
Oh, okay.
That's also very important, because now these technologies are so safe and almost comfortable that people really can do it awake. And so your doctor has to be almost like a hypnotherapist in a way, in calming you and getting you through it. And most of my patients actually say, wow, this is almost fun, you know?
Really?
Doing the procedure.
Well, I have fun when I go there. I go there every once in a while.
Exactly.
Okay, so legs. Tell me about the thighs. We're running out.
Oh, gosh, thighs. I love it. Personally, I've had it done.
You can't really do thighs.
Oh, my God. Whoever says that, you know, hasn't come to my clinic, because thighs is one of the hottest areas to do.
Really?
Because it can make your legs look so long. It can make your buttocks, it can separate. If you did the outer thighs, it can create a long and lean silhouette. It can separate thighs and legs and buttocks. It actually, personally, it made my buttocks look good, even though I've never did my buttocks. So it's so powerful. I do the anterior, the front of the thighs, and those make women look muscular, kind of the bulge on the front.
Okay.
And women hate that, unless they are bodybuilders. But most women, they don't like that, and we can flatten that out and create a nicer.
And what technology do you use for that?
Well, multiple technologies. Like I said, now we're doing both the body jet and then the tickle lipo.
For the legs.
Right, and then we combine it with venous freeze.
So all the way around the back.
All the way around, and then the knees, the inner thighs, and a lot of times I would sculpt the inner thighs all the way down to the fat around the knees to really sculpt that area. It's really wonderful. Women are fitting better in their jeans, the skinny pants, the jeggings.
Because there are certain women that just have like one area where they have extra fat.
Yeah, and it's genetics. It's not their fault, and it's not worth it to lose so much weight and look old on your face. Just come in, have a 1-hour procedure done under local, have fun with us, and then get rid of your fat.
Now, you do a lot of high-profile people and celebrities in San Diego. You're all over the doctors that show the doctors, a lot of national attention. And so is it because you're just good on TV or because you're good at what you do?
I think you have to be good at what you do, because eventually if you're not good at what you do, people will find out. And I think that's one of the most important things. For me, I really feel like my patient's result, I really, really think about my patient's results. I really do. And I care about how they look and how they feel.
Okay, you're not just good on TV. I'll answer that for you because I've seen your work. But everybody I send to you, they all say, I love this woman. She is fantastic. Everybody likes you. And I think that's important in a doctor because you're going to do the procedure. You're a fanatic, a perfectionist, your husband says, and your staff, one of your RNs.
All right.
So I think all of that together, plus the technology, the fact that you're a fanatic about having the newest, you're a technology nut in a way.
Right.
It gives you the good results.
I think, you have to feel comfortable with your doctor because it is, to me, it's like a journey together. And I see my patients through years, many, many years. And so it's like really meeting a friend during consultation and then hanging out with your friends, doing these things together. And kind of it is a journey because it does change their lives. And I just feel very, very honored and lucky that I get to do what I do and that I'm good at it and that I can really change a lot of people's lives.
You have a new La Jolla location, so they don't have to go to Scripps Ranch anymore.
Right.
But the people in La Jolla.
Exactly.
Because the La Jolla people don't like to drive to Scripps Ranch. And they never come to Carlsbad.
That's right.
Ever.
So hopefully we'll see some more people there and, we'll do good work.
I want to thank you so much for coming to the show. Always a pleasure.
All right,
Great
Randy.
stuff. Great stuff. You've been watching The Wellness Hour, leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. If you would like to see this interview again, if you think you may need lipo, then go to our website at wellnesshour.com and just put in Dr. Mauricio, and you could see a repeat of this interview. For now, I wish you could help.
Thanks for watching The Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news with your host, Randy Alvarez, the authority on health issues.